Hello, Steve from Insight Video Marketing. Hope everyone's doing well. This is just a really quick demo of a piece of software to make your video files smaller, so when you upload them it doesn't take a very long time. I've had a couple of people over the last couple of days come up to me and say, Steve, I've got this video file, it's quite long, so I think a lot of people are creating kind of slightly longer videos at the moment, so you know, your videos get into sort of gigabyte territory, very big file sizes, and because currently we're all working from home, of course we don't want to be clogging up our internet with uploading massive videos. So it's important to kind of get those file sizes down as much as possible without losing any quality. So I just want to demo this piece of software which is free, and it's called Handbrake, Handbrake. When you search for it, you'll see that the icon is a pineapple and a cocktail. I'm not sure what cocktail, but it's a cocktail nonetheless. I'm not a particularly cocktaily expert, so someone tell me in the comments. Let me know what cocktail is in the logo of Handbrake. Anyway, so let me just jump to my screen for a second. And you can see here I've got two files. One's this video file, which is my example, and then this is the program here. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this program. And you're confronted with this screen when you first open. Now I'm using Windows, it may look a little bit different on a Mac. Anyway, so this is what you get when you open the program up. Now you can either click on source selection here on the left hand side, you can either click on file and that will open up like a file window where you can navigate to your file, or if you've got your Explorer window or your Finder window open with your video file that you want to change the size of, the file size, you can just take a video file and drag and drop it in here. Now, you can see this file is 1.78 gigabytes, which is quite a long file. It's not even 5 minutes long, so it's quite a lot of file size for the length of the video. So I want to be able to upload this quickly so I need to get the file size smaller. So all I'm going to do with this one is just drag and drop, boom, and then it will sort of jump through it and have a look. It'll give you a little preview. This is just an interview I shot in Tanzania, so it's pretty dull all the way through. So you can, if you want to, you can choose a kind of a preview frame. This first window you get is just a kind of a summary of the settings of the video. I wouldn't worry too much about the technical aspects of this. But what I do want you to do is click across onto the 4th tab over here, and just change a few of the video settings here. So the frame rate by default, whenever I put this in here, the default frame rate and the default kind of profile for this video is 30 frames. Now, if you're based in the UK, the chances are what you filmed is going to be 25 frames per second. So you want to change that to match the frame rate of the video you're converting. So if your frame rate is 25, you need to set that to 25 in here so it matches. There are some presets within this as well. So you could click on presets and choose. So let's go for web here. If you're saving for YouTube or Vimeo, there's lots of Vimeo presets, but not many YouTube ones. Vimeo YouTube, high quality, Vimeo YouTube, 4K, 1080p. So you can, if you're uploading to Vimeo or YouTube, choose one of these presets, and it will kind of set this preset. So this has actually chosen it for 60 frames per second. I don't want to do that. I want it to be 25 frames per second. So you can set up all your video codec can stay the same, frame rate goes to 25. If you change this, what will happen is if you move it to the left, you'll kind of get slightly less quality. However, it will encode it much quicker. So if you've got a smaller machine, like a small laptop or something, make sure it's not all the way up to to SIBO mode. You want to make sure that it's kind of around the medium space. This is, again, up here, if you look here on the quality tab, this is the quality of the video itself. So Basically, if you put it right down to the left-hand side, the quality of the video is going to be really low. You might get like blocks and pixels and stuff coming up, and it just won't look very nice. So you want to make sure that this is, again, at least about sort of 2/3 of the way, at least, about constant quality 20. And that's pretty much all I normally change, and I get incredibly good results having it around 2/3, 25 frames a second. Audio, just keep that the same. It's just going to give you nice high quality audio as standard. Keep it nice and simple. Once you've kind of done your settings, you can save this as a preset. So if you're going to do lots of different videos, you could actually save this as a preset. You go browse. Once you've done your settings, you've got this sort of save as path here. So where do you want to actually save it? You need to make sure you set that before. And I'm going to save that on my desktop next to this one. And then once you've chosen where you want to put it, you then need to give it a file name. So I'm going to call it, so it's, the original file name is C0216, which is just the file name that came out of the camera. So I'm going to call it C0216 small file size. That way, if I've got two in the same folder, one's the original, one's the smaller one, I can very, very quickly, easily identify the smaller version of it for when I go to upload. So I will click save. That then how now I've populated this part at the bottom here. And that's it. Once you've done that, you press start encode. If you've got several videos you want to make smaller in one go, what you can do is you can add one, do your settings, and then you can actually click add to queue. And then it will, once you've done 2 or 3 or 4, however many you need to do, you can then press start queue, and it will go through the whole lot and encode every single one without you having to do one, wait, do another, wait, do another one, wait. So it's a way, if you've got multiple files, to make it a little bit more efficient. And then, yeah, so I'm just going to click start encode, and you can see down here it will give you some information about how long it's going to take. So I've got to wait another sort of 2 minutes, percentage of the way through, etc., blah, blah, blah. Just give me a minute and I'll skip to when it's done. Okay, welcome back. The encoder's finished. It took about 2 minutes on my beefy computer editing video production machine. If you're using a laptop or something like that, or a slightly less powerful computer, it might take quite a bit longer. But it's worth the wait, because the result, I think, is going to be brilliant. I haven't actually looked yet, so let's have a look. If I share my screen again, you can see there's the original and there's the new version on the desktop. So let's have a look at what the original file size was. So we're looking at 1.78 gigabytes. Okay, that's a pretty massive file. And now let's compare that to the new version, and you'll see what a result. Now, I'm no good at maths, but I'm pretty sure that's, what, 10 times smaller or more. If you're good at maths, can you let me know, is that 10 times smaller? I think so. So there we are, and let's just have a quick look at the size, or sorry, the quality. Can we actually see the difference? Now, I'm gonna just nudge that along one and make this as big as I can. Can you see the difference? Just to prove that I'm changing it. So this top one is the original file, and I'm just going to turn that off in 3, 2, 1. There we go. And you might be sitting there thinking, nothing changed. And you're right, nothing did change. However, when I clicked on the button, we now see the video below it, which is the new version, the small file size version. So that just shows that you don't actually get any quality loss in terms of encoding and then uploading to your platform, social media, YouTube, whatever it is. So there you go, that's Handbrake. Brilliant free piece of software. It can get quite advanced if you want it to. You can add in subtitles if you want. You can do silly things like that, but at the moment we don't need to. We're just doing this simple video settings thing. So there we are. I hope that was useful. I know it will be useful to quite a few people now who are, like I say, doing those longer versions. So if you enjoyed that, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the channel. We'll be putting more little videos like this out for you in the coming weeks.